Yes, my friends, and welcome to the Jon Mahon Show, powered as always by Forever Loud.
Powered as always by you, John.
Oh, thank you.
And those guns. And I've got front row seats to the gun show.
Hell yeah.
The John show.
Let freedom
The Jon
reign
Show.
like a shotgun blast.
Yeah. In the words of Robbie Flynn.
Who I'll be seeing in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, yeah, you meeting up with him?
At Blue Ridge Festival. Hopefully. I mean,
For coffee.
I'd love to cross paths with Rob Flynn.
Hey, all right, Rob. What are you doing here?
Maybe make sure that we're definitely like on a pavement because he has a habit of getting hit by cars.
Yeah. Is that a thing? Was that,
Did you not hear that story?
Did you get hit by a car?
Yeah, so Rob Flynn from Machine Head. I think this is a true story. You might want to do a Google whilst I'm telling it just to verify it because I don't want to be called out for bullshit on this. But I'm 99% certain that Rob Flynn from Machine Head was playing a show somewhere, got hit by a car, got up on stage, played the show, then had to go to a hospital. And I'm fairly sure it resulted in him having to have like a catheter or something fitted.
Well, I've Googled Rob Flynn car accident, and I haven't found anything just
Maybe
yet.
try Rob Flynn hit by car.
Just Rob Flynn. Surely it would come up if I just do car. Rob Flynn.
Well, no, because it's just going to be photos of Rob Flynn next to cars then.
Oh,
Or
like
Rob,
there's like
or Rob Flynn in a car.
like there's loads of. There's like a website dedicated to him
Rob Flynn in a car.
in a car.
Maybe it wasn't Rob Flynn then. I could have sworn.
Fake
there
news.
we go. Rob Flynn struck by
New York, yeah.
taxi.
We're going loud.
There we fucking go. Right?
Rob Flynn struck by New York City taxi. Let's have a look.
See? Right, there we go. I wasn't chatting shit.
Wait. What's it say? Okay. Quote.
From Rob Flynn.
Well, I'm just trying to skip through. Okay. So he was talking about 2 days ago we played the All That Remains with we played and the All That Remain guys asked us to flip-flop with them because their singer got stuck in traffic. And we've been flip-flopping this whole tour, so we were like, yeah man, you know what? It's no big deal. We'll flip-flop because that's what you do. You look out for your brothers, right?
Right?
And today I got hit by a cab. Right where I had surgery for 4 weeks ago, in my nuts, in his... I got clipped in a hit and run. I spent the last 4 hours in the fucking hospital, and unfortunately I had to fucking rush back here, and it's fortunate because I'm very happy to be standing on this stage, but I had to fucking rush back here because no one could fucking switch, man. No one could flip-flop, because that's just how it is, I guess. So he's been flip-flopping. No one flip-flopped for him, even though he got hit by a car.
You'd think that was permission to flip-flop.
I can't see anything about...
Well, no, but him getting hit in the nuts, like where he had surgery in the nuts.
So he got hit in the nuts by a taxi.
I think what
How
he said...
big are his nuts?
Well, I mean, let freedom reign with that shotgun blast. But I think what he's implying is he had surgery on his nuts, but getting hit by a taxi re-aggravated.
Yeah.
And then, but I think he had the catheter made.
I guess this is what he said on stage, so it's just like quoted. But it just makes it sound like he got hit by a car, but just right in his balls,
straight in the nutsack.
Like,
I mean, it's not
happens.
a fun time, my friends. I can vouch for being hit in the testicles and requiring
John, you had
hospitalization.
a couple of bandages or something, wasn't it?
It was like a tea cozy that they decided
and
to put.
Like most good friends do,
They went on Photoshop.
Went on Photoshop and just... it looks like I was going to get it up then, no. But a lot of people...
I was worried for a second.
A lot of people Photoshopped stuff,
Yeah.
which is always nice of them.
I love how within the first 5 minutes of being live, we went from Rob Flynn to my balls. Like that's a pretty impressive transition.
It's like, what's that thing? Layers of separation.
6 degrees.
6 degrees of separation. And you can I can link anything back to your balls. Just give me.
Just give me a couple of minutes. I'll find a way back home.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Ollie, away from my balls and Rob Flynn's balls?
It's all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Do you have a good weekend?
Very long weekend. Very long weekend.
John was DJing. DJ. Library. Remember that?
Selector.
Remember the keyboard you used to get in school?
The DJ function.
Dictionary. No, it wasn't library. Dictionary.
Because that's the sample that you want to
Dictionary.
drop in just before. We drop it.
But you were DJing in a Barnstaple, which is
On
down-
Saturday, yeah. So I was at Face Down on Friday.
Oh yeah, and Face Down
In London, 1:30 till 2:30 main room, 4 till 6 a.m. afters, 7 a.m. train from Paddington to Barnstaple. Got into Barnstaple at like 11
Is it Barnstaple?
a.m.
I keep on saying Barnstaple.
Barnstaple. Matty was on the hunt for Barnes and Staples and found neither on his ventures.
A staple? What is it? Well, like a.
Yeah.
They don't have them there.
No Barnes and no Staples. But yeah, got into Barnstaple at like 11 a.m. Shout out to the Park Hotel for letting me into the hotel 2 hours before check-in time. But I had that anxiety of, I got into bed with the intention of falling asleep, but then my brain was like, well, what if you fall asleep now and you don't wake up until 1 a.m. and you miss the entire night? So then I just laid there with my eyes closed for 2 hours, like sort of gaslighting myself that I was asleep when I really wasn't asleep.
Are you one of those people that cannot get up?
I can't nap, man. Like if I fall asleep, that's it. It's 8 hours.
Well, if my alarm goes off, 90% of the time I'll get up. But my girlfriend is the opposite. She'll just turn it off. I won't even know. She just turns it off.
Just snoozing.
Yeah. Well, it's like she's annoyed that something's woke her up, so she just takes it.
See, I'm a
turns it
serial snoozer.
Yeah.
They made that snooze button far too convenient. The fact that you can just press the volume button on the side and it snoozes it.
Sometimes the only time I ever sleep through it is like I wake up like I'm so confused as to what's happening, and the only thing that I can think of to do is hit because it's like the big yellow button on your phone, or that it comes up.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what's going on? Ugh. And then that obviously turns it or sneezes it. Actually no. Sometimes I will just like exit. I'll like quit it, and that's when I wake up late, and then I have to lie to work.
It's like, hey.
Oh, sorry. I had something. I had to go drop off something this morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was last minute.
Traffic was really bad. Don't you work from home? No.
Yeah, I had to drive to my house because I'm not there.
Yeah, right. Because I was working so hard yesterday. But
anyway,
so that was my weekend. Oh yeah, DJing with Def Havana on Saturday night. That's where the story ends.
And how were they?
Amazing. I've DJ'd with a lot of bands over the years, and
Show off.
well, just as like
kidding,
they're not there to see me. They're there to see the guest band. But the energy and the silly ridiculousness that Def Havana brought to their DJ set on Saturday night was amazing. James did one of the biggest back scratches I've ever seen of all time. You know where like they go like that and goes, woo!
I thought you meant like a
like yeah.
one of those.
No, he literally was like going like that for 30 seconds, then looked at me and started flipping it the other way. So he went all the way to the start of the tune and then all the way, because they were like, it was Wonderwall, literally all the way pretty much to the back end, but then like stopped it bang on the start of the last chorus. And I was like, you couldn't have done that again if you fucking tried.
Yeah. Unless he knew exactly what time code that chorus came in on.
Yeah, unless he was looking at the wave for it. Like, and to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised because he was doing some cheeky little mixes as well. Like there's a one involving Crawling by Linkin Park that I was a particularly big fan.
Nice.
I can't remember what they put underneath it, but yeah, shout out to Def Havana boys. Definitely worth seeing if they're doing a guest DJ set in your city.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
How was your weekend? Enough about me. How was your weekend?
Uneventful, John. Do you want to know about my weekend?
Go on.
And lifted boxes at my parents' house
Nice.
and transferred them from one house to another house.
Nice. Big old house.
Actually, and I built some shelves in the garage.
Go. Handyman Ollie.
Yeah. So, rock and roll, baby.
Hell yeah. DIY.
Never stops.
Well, my friend, should we tell you what you got coming up on today's show? Because we haven't done that yet.
Yes.
big show today. At 8:15, we will be joined by Jafe from Oxymorrons to talk all about their 2023. Very busy year for the band. Lots of new music kicking around.
Very cool band. Lots, yeah, like a sort of hybrid rock, rap,
Trappy rocky.
trappy rock, hip hop.
Yeah, big fan.
Oh yeah, really cool band, and we get to speak to Jafe.
Hell yeah. And I'll be interested if they are joining us from New York City.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I imagine America, because I can't imagine he just comes over here.
No, it's definitely going to be America. But what part of America, we shall see. But, my friends, should we get into what today is going to center around? We're going to talk about our dream band. We're going to construct a dream band.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you did. So, the way this works is we want you to pick a singer, a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer to make up your dream band. Let us know your dream band in the chat, in the comment section.
If it turns out all right, we should do this with guests in the future.
Hell yeah. It's a nice little feature.
I still haven't decided exactly who. I've got an idea of a few of them.
Okay.
But it's just, there's so many to pick from. So many choices.
Let's start with drummers.
Okay. Either, or should I? Yeah, I'll give you like my top, maybe 3.
Okay.
Eloy Casagrande from Sepultura.
Big shout.
Mario Duplantier from Gojira.
Another big shout.
Or Dan Searle from Architects. Because he's always... I feel like Dan doesn't get the recognition. I mean, he does, but I feel like he doesn't like... Because he doesn't post that many like drum videos.
Yeah.
And he just... I've seen interviews of him when he's just like, oh yeah, I don't really practice. I just go to the studio. And it's like...
And that's him.
But he's been one of the best drummers in the metal scene for a while.
That's a big shout. I don't think many people would pick Dan Searle.
No.
In their dream band lineup. And you're very true that it's such a powerful element of what Architect's sound revolves around is those tight drums.
Dan now writes most of the material.
What, melodically?
Melodically, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, since obviously the sad passing of Tom, Dan took over like the main writing.
Holy shit.
So he writes all the lyrics, and I think he wrote a lot of the music on the last album, along with Josh.
Go. That's huge.
So, yeah. Those 3 drums, but if I had to pick one, I'm going Mario.
Oh yeah.
I've watched that band a bunch of times live, and I did a little cheeky walk on with them at Bloodstock a few years ago, and I just watched.
That must have been mental.
Yeah, and I was just watching him, and I was like, "This is insane."
That must have been
He's just
silly.
Well, like he is the person you want in your band. That you know you can trust. That's going to deliver every time. So he warms up every day. Well, his practice routine is does an hour of just feet, just double kick, just.
I suppose when your Achilles are being put under that much strain, you do need to have like good calves, good Achilles.
Yeah. So he'll just do an hour of fucking double bass, double pedals, just super fast. It's just so he knows when he goes on tour, he doesn't have to think about it as much because it's just ingrained in him.
It's muscle.
And then his hands are ridiculous
memory
as well anyway. And just some of the grooves he comes up with are just insane.
Big shout.
Do you want to do me first, or do you want to go?
I'll do my drummers now. So yeah, much like yourself, I'm gonna give out a pool of drummers. If we're speaking about drummers that don't get enough credit, Craig Reynolds.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like because he's such a big personality, like when it comes to these kinds of conversations about talking about how great people are at the thing that they do, people often forget that Craig's a really fucking good drummer.
The thing is, right? Are we talking about? Because I was thinking, can I be in the band?
What, are you going to pick yourself?
But like...
That's sick. Bet on yourself,
No,
bro.
but like, if we have like 2 guitarists, can I be one of them? I'll be like the session, like the extra one that stands in the back.
Because you really want to be in the
But
band.
I was thinking like, do I pick people that I think would be a laugh on tour?
That's also a big factor. Would you like to spend hours and hours on the road with these people?
Because Craig would be a right laugh, I reckon.
Hell yeah. An amazing laugh.
I don't know how much of I mean, he seems like a very, very nice guy, but I don't think.
Do you reckon he's a
I don't think Mario
himself
Party
to
is
himself
as
kind
much.
of guy?
Yeah, well, he's a serious drummer. He needs to take his job seriously. Not that Craig wouldn't.
But I think you'd get a lot.
But
more,
I'm thinking
a lot
about-
more wild nights out on that run with Craig.
I'm thinking about the vibes on the tour.
Yeah, that's something you got to consider, man, when you're picking your band members. What's
Well, this
that,
is only if
what's that
I'm- this is only
backstage
if-
area like?
This is only if I'm in the band, I guess. Because if I'm just picking a band that I'm not involved with, it doesn't really affect
Well, let's
me.
say you're involved in the setup. Let's say you're
Yeah.
definitely going to be on the
So part of
like,
it-
will be TMs.
Yeah, part of it is you're hanging out with these people
Yeah.
as well. So that you have to factor that in.
Yeah, we're TMs of this band.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're the manager. You're putting together a super group.
Hell yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
So I want to give an honourable mention to Craig. I want to give an honourable mention to Sleep Token's drummer.
It's 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
I didn't know what number it was. I was going to say 4, but it's 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah.
Shout, yeah, 2. Oh, that's a good shout.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Like if we're talking fills and like live sound as well,
Yeah.
fuck me, does that motherfucker know how to drum?
Yeah. Yeah, see, I could put him, but I think there's just too many. Yeah, I'll stick with
But
Mario.
then on the note of what you've just said, because no one knows whose it is, what are your tour vibes like? Is this person fun to hang out with?
But I imagine when you're in a band with him, you know who he is.
Yeah, that's
He doesn't keep it.
you're not well, that's part of the super group. Maybe
Imagine-
you're not allowed to lie. Like
Imagine no one in Sleep Token knows what each other look like outside the mask.
I'd love that. I'd love that even more.
Just like, all right, mate. I mean, Vessel. All right.
Yeah. All right, Big V.
All right. You should call me 2.
Yeah. Vessi, what you saying, bro?
Yeah. That's a good shout. Who else? Or are you?
But right, my pick for the longest time, and I think I am gonna stick with it.
Can I guess? Travis Barker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking it was either for you. It was going to be Travis Barker or Josh Dunn.
Yeah, so the reason why I didn't go for Josh Dunn, plain and simply, is because everything that Josh Dunn can do, Travis Barker, like, almost taught him how to do. Like, to a certain extent, like, Josh is very open about the fact that, like, he idolized and grew up listening to a lot of the punk rock scene. Like,
Yeah.
like bands like Green Day and Blink were
But
big influences on his drumming kind of
Can
style.
Travis Barker do a backflip off the riser?
See? You're not going to get a backflip out of Travis.
No.
But you are going to get a badass drum kit that can float fucking
Oh.
upside down, and he can shoot
Do you
flames,
know
and he
who-
can do that solo where he puts the towel over his head.
I've had an idea. I might change my pick.
Oh.
Arik Imprompter.
Prompter.
Imprompter. Whatever his name is. Arik from old drummer from Fever.
Oh, bro.
I'm picking Arik. My top 3 has now been changed.
That's a shout. That's a shout and a half.
Because amazing drummer, but also just does crazy shit on stage
Yeah. Yeah.
that you want.
Yeah. Oh.
I want him to be in a break in a song, run down, do a backflip off a speaker, and then come back.
Yeah. That's a fucking shout and a half, dude.
Well, I've got Arik, you've got Travis.
Yeah, I'll you know what, I'll stick with Travis because I like floating.
Also, it's great marketing.
Yeah.
You put Travis in the band.
Got
You've
that
got-
Kardashian
yeah.
back in. True. I'm gonna get some streaming numbers on there.
Yeah.
Get a collab going with like some makeup.
Do
brand.
what? Was it Hot Mulligan? Had a song called featuring Travis Barker? no, it wasn't. No, it's featuring Mark Hoppus, but it didn't feature Mark Hoppus. The name of the song was featuring Mark Hoppus.
That's genius. That's fucking genius. Right. So drummer.
Yep. What should we do next? I'm going Arik.
Sick.
with
That's what
Barrick.
I was pointing at you for, but thanks for picking up. Drummer. Yes. Yeah. So drummer Arik, drummer Travis Barker, bassist.
I'm gonna pick Logic Pro or Ableton, just as a playback track.
Put it on track.
No one needs a bassist in this day and
Ollie
age.
just chat all over anyone who picks up a 4-string.
Right.
instrument.
I know. I appreciate a good bassist. But I've seen plenty of bands recently that have just put all the bass on track. And no one's missing it. No one's missing the... like Lake Malice.
Yeah, to be fair.
They didn't have a bassist at
And for
download.
Covey, they don't have a,
Covey,
ba-
don't have a
they don't have a bassist.
But if I have to pick a human being to play bass, who are you picking? I need to think about it.
Okay, I'm cheating on this one.
Why?
Because do you know who plays bass?
Tyler
Joseph. Ooh. Yeah. So I get to have arguably one of the greatest frontmen in the world playing bass, bringing his insane falsetto, his ridiculous scream, his melodic genius when it comes together, composition, but also the fact that the man is one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
So is he doing backing vocals?
Well, no, but this is the thing is like with someone who's multi-versatile like that. Like say for example,
well, you're bending the rules.
No, Alexis on Fire, bro. Look at Alexis on Fire. Dallas Green, George, and Wade all on vocals. Would you say that? Would you say that Dallas Green's a backing singer?
Well, John, you've said you laid out the rules for me. You said drummer, bassist, guitarist, vocalist. So
yeah, but
I didn't know. I realized we're allowed to pick multiple vocalists.
Well, yeah, as long as they play that instrument.
Yeah, but you didn't say that. You can't just lay out something and be like, "Oh, well,
bro,
this is a loophole."
Rules to this game.
It's a loophole.
There's no rules.
So I could pick every member of the band that sings and have a 5-piece singing group as well as. No, but they're playing their instruments. They're playing their instruments, but they're also singing. So.
Yeah, so you could have had Brendan from Atreyu on drums if you wanted to.
Aaron Gillespie. Ooh, that's a good one.
Geezer from Nickelback, he drums and sings.
All right, Mark Hoppus.
Mark Hoppus on drums.
Bass.
Yeah, sick. Great shout.
Right, who else?
Great shout.
Who else is good?
Mark Hoppus is a fantastic shout for bass.
There's not really that many bassist singers, is there?
Not when you think about it. Oh, bro, one of the greatest of all time.
Tom Araya from Slayer. Who?
Come on.
Sting.
Come on.
Lemmy.
There we go.
Oh, can I get Lemmy then?
Yeah.
You have Tyler, I'll have Lemmy.
Oh, do you know what? I'm jealous of that pick now. I'm very, very jealous of that pick.
Obviously alive. Who else is it? I could get the... No. I was going to say the old singer bassist from Thin Lizzy. But I've picked Lemmy over Lemmy. I picked Lemmy over.
Lemmy is a fucking great shout.
So I've got Eric and Lemmy.
Yeah.
And guitar. Should we have 2 guitarists?
Do you want 2 guitarists?
Well, do you only want one?
You can have 2 guitarists. I'm going to go for guitarist and keys.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're going to go guitarist. So let's do our guitarists next.
Okay. My first pick is Jordan Buckley from Every Time I Die / Better Lovers. Because he writes the best riffs. Just the best riffs. He writes them. So that's number 1.
Holy shit, that's a fucking shout.
And then number 2, I'm going to go Josh Baines from Malevolence.
Wow.
Because
okay.
As modern guitarists go, he writes some of the best metal riffs I've heard in the last 10 years.
That's interesting.
And he's a shredder.
He is indeed.
But actually, give some shout outs to other people though. Like Josh Middleton, obviously guitar legend.
Yep.
From Architects. Well, from Silosis now.
Yep.
Just Silosis.
This is your world as well. Like guitarist is your core.
Who else? I mean, Dan McDarrell. Oh, that would be a good one, wouldn't it?
That would be a great guitarist.
I had some in my head then. It's gone. No, I'll stick with Josh and Jordan Buckley.
Interesting.
Josh Baines, Jordan Buckley.
Interesting.
Lemmy and Eric.
Bro, your band is wild.
The thing is, most of it, like, I think Eric and Jordan have definitely crossed paths because they were, well, like Stevis from Fever was big friends with Every Time I Die. Yeah, that's my guitarist. You. And keyboardist or
So,
synth player. Or whatever.
guitarist, honourable mention, Vic Fuentes from Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
Guitarist
Good.
and singer combo. That's an honourable
Oh yeah,
mention.
I could have picked a singer as well.
And I'm torn. Like, I'm actually torn into who I'm going to officially choose.
Like Natalie Imbruglia.
You know, that's a cover. She didn't write the original.
Really?
Yeah, she covered that. Yeah. The more you know. So, I'm torn between two. I've already mentioned one of them, Dallas Green, Alexis on Fire.
Yeah, that's a great shout. But I was thinking more guitar prowess when I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Rather than
As a lead guitarist.
yeah, or just the riffs. Yeah, the
But then,
writing riffs.
do you want to know who Dallas is in competition with?
Ew.
Caleb Shomo.
Yeah, because I don't know. A lot of people don't realize that he writes
Exactly.
everything. Really.
Exactly. So, I don't know. It's a hard one because, like, on one hand, you've got arguably one of the most beautiful voices music has ever seen, Dallas Green. But
Yeah.
then on the other hand, you've got riffs, screams, and unbridled energy from Caleb Shomo.
Do you think any of your musicians that sing will want to have like the limelight a bit more, or will they all just work equally together?
Oh, it's an Alexis kind of deal with my band, man. It's like,
But you know, like I know sometimes like, well, I want to do this verse, this chorus. Who gets the chorus? Or they all singing it together?
well, when you see who I've picked for my synth player, it'll make sense because on synths, keys, and programming, without a shadow of a doubt, Jordan fucking Fish.
Yeah,
Like, the way in which Jordan can bring out the best in other people.
see, now you've added a character. Can I pick a keys player or
I mean,
something?
you have to get rid of a guitarist then, bro.
Well, I can't have a 6-piece band.
I'll allow it.
I'm allowing you to have 2 guitarists if you want, but you said no.
Okay, cool. In which case, yeah, let's go 2 guitarists.
Well, you can have both your picks then.
Fuck yeah. All right, let's do it.
Caleb
This band is now a 6-piece band, my friend. So let's run it through from the top. If you're watching live, we want you to pick a band that's got a drummer, bassist, 2 guitarists. You're allowed a synth player as well, and a front person.
Yeah. So I've got Eric. I'm going to Google how to say his name properly because I keep on want to say impromptu, but I think it's improta.
Improta.
Eric Improta from Night Verses. On drums, on bass, I've got the legend that is Lemmy.
I love that choice.
And guitar, I've got Jordan Buckley from Better Lovers, or X Every Time I Die. And I've got Josh Baines from Malevolence. I imagine this band's going to be quite heavy, to be honest.
Yeah, you're going
But
very heavy direction.
it's going to... the vocals might throw it.
So you going for a synth and key player as well?
Yeah, but I can't think. Who
So-
can I get?
So I'm going...
Elton John.
Elton John. Elton on keys.
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Rocket Man on keys.
He's coming out of retirement.
Holy shit. Yeah. Go on then.
What a band.
Yeah, man.
Okay, who's your oh, you got Jordan.
Yeah, so
haven't you?
on keys, I'm going to go for Jordan Fish. Multitude of reasons. Jordan's production, I think, is just unlike any other person's. But the way in which he just brings the best out of the people that he's working with, his ability to allow people to focus on like the ideas that like no one else is doing. Like you look at like some of the sounds from Posthuman where it was like, you know, let's bring baby metal on board. Let's do this number with Amy Lee about the world fucking dying. Like the way
that was all Jordan.
well, not all Jordan, but I think like he can facilitate a lot of other people's ideas. So someone goes, I've got this idea. They can like either create it, work on it, bring it to because like Jordan's openly said that Ollie does a lot of production for Bring Me. So I'm guessing that's finding sounds, you know, putting stuff together. And I think coming to Jordan with like, you know, a base level idea, he can then go, sweet, let's take this, let's add this, let's do this.
Yeah. And in a band with Caleb and Dallas and Tyler.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
Fucking right. So when it comes to like putting all of those pieces of the puzzle together and then like singer, I'm not 100% certain who I'm going to go for my singer. Have you got a singer?
Yeah.
And it's a flat out easy choice.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I was like, who has the best voice? Oh, it's obviously Hayley Williams.
Oh my God, dude. What's
So,
So
but imagine, but Hayley's like, she's into like heavier stuff. Imagine her in like a little hardcore band.
Very much is.
I'll be with Lemmy on bass. Lemmy backup vocals.
That's insane. Hayley and Lemmy harmonizing with each other. All I wanted was you.
Yeah.
Whoa, I wasn't meant to break, but I got it now. It's like, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Just open. That's a fucking shout, dude.
I feel like I need to change Lemmy to make this band make a bit more sense.
Not at all. I think
I'll
Lemmy's
keep him
great.
in.
I think Lemmy's your best pick in there.
All right, slagging off. Hayley.
No, I'm just jealous that like you've got Lemmy in your band because like in order to get Tyler into I suppose I could actually have had Tyler as the lead singer
Yeah.
or on key duty as well.
Well, who is your vocalist then?
Vocal wise, I'm torn. Halsey is up there.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal live voice.
I mean, you've got some serious vocals in this band already.
Right?
So it needs to be someone that can front all those, I guess.
Right? Vessel.
Yeah. That was, do you know what? He was what first came to mind. But then I was like, it might be a bit too obvious for me to pick.
Yeah. Hayley was up there for me as well.
Yeah.
Ollie's up there 100%. But I think I'm going to knock out Ollie because screaming wise, I've got Tyler and Caleb who can scream.
Yeah. I think that's covered. And it depends what sort of band you're imagining.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to go Halsey, bro. I think I'm going to have to go Halsey.
That's good. That's a good choice.
Because Halsey's harmonies...
What's that song she got, which is like quite rock?
Bro, her last album, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, like produced by Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. Songs like Easier Than Lying.
But she got that one where she like sort of screams on it. And
Experiment on Me from the Birds of Prey soundtrack. Bro.
Also, she's like big old emo.
Massive
rock
emo.
fan.
Massive emo. Yeah, on that last record that was produced by Trent Reznor. Yeah, Easier Than Lying, Girl Is a Gun, The Lighthouse, like massive, Whispers, massive like alternative bangers. Like some of them have got like proper grungy vibes as well. And yeah, she's got a hell of a scream on her too.
Yeah.
So yeah, right, from the top, your dream band.
Got Arik and Prota from Night Versus, X Fever. On drums. On bass, I've got the legend Lemmy and doing backing vocals.
Great choice.
I forgot about my other So on guitars, I've got Jordan Buckley from Every Time I Die / Better Lovers. And other guitar, I've got Josh Baines from Malevolence. On keys, I've got Elton John. And vocals, Hayley Williams. Mine's the most... I think like yours makes more sense in terms of genre. Whereas mine's...
I'm just baffled as to what you've got Elton John doing in all of this.
What do you mean?
Like, Josh and Elton John working on a track with each other. What are you picturing that song to sound like?
Like a rocked up Tiny Dancer.
Hold me closer.
This is Lemmy singing.
Hold me closer, Tiny Dancer.
And then Hayley's just like, whoa, hold me closer. And imagine it. Imagine the harmonies between Hayley and Elton.
That would be nice, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of ballad potential in that band as well.
Yeah. So that's it. That's my band.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
sticking with it.
So I've got Travis Barker on drums, Tyler Joseph on bass, Dallas Green on one guitar, Caleb Shomo on the other, Jordan Fish on keys and programming, and then fronted
By Halsey.
by Halsey. My friends, those are our dream bands. We want you to put together your dream band. It started with just a simple 4-piece. Now just go nuts. Take the reins off it. Pick whoever you want.
We got a couple of entries already.
We do indeed. So, Cookie, what's happening, says guitar, Jeffling from Parkway Drive.
Yep.
Great shout. Vocalist, you can pronounce that.
Eric van der Berg. It's not that. Oh, Van Leberg.
Oh, it's because, right, Rob's connected at the end. That makes more sense.
Yeah, you were
Right.
reading it as like Van Leberg.
Vocalist plural. So who's Eric Van Leberg from?
Good question.
Rob Damiani, also on vocals. That's a fucking great shout. Travis Barker on drums. Alex Dean on bass. Have a look at where Alex Dean comes from as well. And then saxophone, Jesse Malloy, who I do believe is from the Midnight.
Yeah.
Eric Wallenberg. I Prevail.
Van Leberg. Your dyslexia's coming out. From I Prevail. Great. He's a great vocalist, actually. Great screamer.
Yeah.
And sort of rapper as well.
That's a great shout. That's a lot of depth in the vocal department in your dream band. Hell of a shout. And who was the other one that I didn't know?
Jeffling.
Oh, no, Alex Dean on
Alex
bass.
Dean. I used to have a friend called Alex Dean.
Did you?
I don't think it's him. From my college.
Alex Dean on bass.
Well, I don't think it's this guy. Who's a political commentator. Ali.
Ali D from Architect.
Of course.
That's a great
Ali
shout.
Dean, big dino.
Big dirty bass lines.
That's
a
good. Yeah.
fucking great set of answers there.
Everyone's got
Cookie.
cooler answers than I have.
That's a very, very solid fucking lineup. Dr. Scott gets in touch with his band saying drummer Joey Jordison, guitarist Tom Searle.
Yeah.
That's a fucking amazing shout. Vocals Benjamin Burnley. Who's that from?
Keep on looking at me, John. You're the Kerrang radio presenter that should be hot on the
Hey,
music scene.
there's only so much information I can cram into this tiny dyslexic head. Bassist Alec Milovic.
I'll just unless I've actively searched your name or know who you are, then
Chances are.
from Breaking Benjamin.
That's Benjamin.
That's Benjamin from the
Benjamin that broke.
the Breaking Benjamin. It's like Breaking Bad,
But for Benjamins.
whatever that means.
The curious case of Benjamin's breaking. And then who was the other one? Keys Matt Bellamy. That's a fucking great shout.
Yeah.
Getting away with one of the best voices of all time. One of the best frontmen of all time. And to be fair as well, ain't no way Bellamy's
Have
not
you
picking
seen,
up a guitar too. So you've probably got a bonus guitarist in there as well.
So Alex from North Lane.
From North Lane.
Ex North Lane.
That's a fucking big shout as well.
Yeah. Have you seen Nova Twins supporting Muse?
Yeah, we talked about that just post Glastonbury, didn't we? Because that got announced. That got announced after they did that set at Glasgow. My friends, those are two powerful answers to get this thing going. If you want to get in touch right now and share with us your dream band, as I said, it started out just picking drummer, guitarist, bassist, singer, but now we've ended up with two guitarists. Elton John's in Ollie's band.
Well, there shouldn't be. I mean, there's no limit on what you can add to a band.
Yeah, have a keg player if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, can I have a clown hitting a barrel as well? Can I throw him in?
Imagine that dressing room. You were talking about the backstage area, right? And picking a band that,
Yeah.
Imagine Elton John and Clown being on tour with each other.
We've got a friend who's been on tour with Elton John. Shout out
Indeed. Shout out
Gibson.
Mr. Gibson.
And he said he's very nice, very lovely.
Oh yeah, no, like an amazing person.
I mean,
to talk with.
he's probably not going to stick around too much after the show.
I know he does.
At his age.
No, he fully does. Did you not see the photos that Ben was taking on?
Yeah,
the
but I
tour?
can't-
Like
he's
some
not-
of the guests that were backstage.
yeah.
Like fucking
I'm
the
saying-
president of the USA.
I'm
was there.
saying he's not hitting the clubs afterwards, is he?
Bro, what era of Elton John do you want in your band?
That's
Like,
true. Yeah, could have like Rocket Man
Yeah.
era. Yeah, I'll have Rocket Man era. Elton John. And like, I'm
That
like
and Lemmy in your band at the
Yeah.
same time. Are you fucking kidding me?
80s, 90s Lemmy.
Yeah.
Just fun. Yeah.
Your backstage area is going to be like a cartel meeting.
Yeah. Well, we'll have yeah, we'll go to the Rainbow, have a few drinks.
Have a couple. Hassie D gets in touch saying, Travis on drums, great shout. Jordan Fish also on keys and production. Sean Long of While She Sleeps.
Yeah. Good.
That's a
good.
great lead
He is a great
guitarist.
guitarist, yeah.
Oh, we were searching for bass players earlier. Fucking Trey Cool.
Trey cool, Trey not so cool. Did I tell you about the time my old boss, Alex, shout out Alex,
Mr. Heron.
went to, it was when they had Under Stress, that those like triple album
Yeah.
came out. He went to like the album listening of it, and Trey Cool was there. And Alex was like, he's here, I might as well ask if I can get a photo. So he went, hey Trey, big fan or whatever, do you reckon I could get a photo? And he was like, I don't think so.
What?
Trey, no, not cool, man.
Trey not cool.
This is not
That's
cool,
such a
man.
dick thing to say to someone who's asked for a photo. It's like, I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
don't think so.
it's like he's
It-
not
but
even
it's
giving
like-
him a straight no or reason why. It's like,
But also, it's like it's
I don't
not
know.
like you've just stopped him on the street. You're at his album
Yeah.
listening party.
he's there to promote something. Yeah.
But anyway, we've got
Trey
we've got-
Dick. Backing vocals, Vessel on backing.
So, oh yeah.
I was just pointing out that Trey Cool is of course a drummer.
Because
not a bassist.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Mike
well,
Dunn
maybe he
on
can play
bass.
maybe he can play bass. Who knows?
Oh, lead vocal, Charlotte Sands. What a fucking choice.
Just Vessel standing in the background, just like
To be fair, like
doing
if you
some
want it,
back-ins.
like I mean, Vessel can play keys as well, so you could add Vessel on keys.
Yeah, we'll allow it.
Yeah, but you got two keys players. 'Cause you got Jordan Fish there as well.
Yeah, but Jordan can just hit like the sample pads and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't really see Jordan playing that much keys live, to be honest. Well, he's said in an interview that he's not like a traditional keys player.
No.
He just learned how to play stuff or learn how to write stuff.
Yeah.
On keys.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's
Like,
not like a classically trained like. I mean, Vessel is a fucking wizard on the keys, isn't he?
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that motherfucker was classically trained.
Yeah. Well, some of the songs in the latest Sleep Token album are very like jazzy,
Yeah,
a lot of jazz chords.
yeah.
All that.
But especially like the last 45 seconds of the summoning. Sonical Sex. My friends, these are fucking amazing. Keep them coming. We want to know your dream band lineup. Drummers, guitarist, bassist. Well, no, not drummers plural. Probably trying to go for one drummer. Drummer, guitarists, bassist, keys, singer. You name it, you can have it.
Yeah. Am I still allowed to have Clown hitting a keg?
You can have Clown hitting the cake. Is it pivotal?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
How are you going to emphasize the snare hits?
If you don't have a man in a boiler jumpsuit and a mask hitting a beer keg,
Yeah.
that's 10
He's going
foot
to be
the
in
air.
his Slipknot get up as well. There's too many choices. I could pick like loads of different bands.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot, shout out Tim Henson was one of my thoughts on guitarists from Polyphia.
Big shout.
Well, probably the best guitarist around right now. Best modern guitarist.
Interesting.
Oh, it's not interesting, it's just a fact.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Have you not seen Tim Henson play?
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah.
No one can do that shit.
Yeah. Very true. Very good. Well, my friends, dream bands, keep them coming because we are about 25 minutes away from being joined by today's live guest, which is Jafe from Oxymorrons. Lot to talk about. Band's got a brand new album coming out towards the end of the year. which is going to be called Melanin Punk, and features on there from friends of the show, Haro the Hero.
Haro the Hero.
What's
With
Haro
a
the
great
Hero?
song title on the one that he's on, which is called Mike Shinoda Flow. So we'll ask him about that.
Yeah, very excited to hear more about that. But before we close out our One in Today show, should we hit him with a reaction?
Little teaser there. Yeah, I mean, it's not a brand new song because it came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But, my friends, brand new-ish Beartooth has landed from their forthcoming album, which is going to be called The
Surface.
Surface.
So the last album was Below. And
This
now
one is The
The
Surface.
Because it seems, from the outside anyway, that Caleb is a very happy man these
Very
days.
happy man, which you can
And-
file under things that we love to see.
He don't want to be singing about sad shit anymore. Or he wants to be putting a more positive spin on the negative.
Yeah, and I
this
think
is
he's
what-
earned it, man.
Yeah.
He's earned it. He's been sober now for a very long time. Like,
Yeah.
if you follow him on Instagram, posting amazing workout
And he's
videos,
shredded.
very motivational. Like,
Shredded
vocally
wheat.
speaking, probably the best he's ever sounded. Like, we saw Beartooth at Wembley with Motionless in White as the main support.
Yeah.
That's the best Beartooth show I've ever seen, hands down.
Yeah. He had a flamethrower.
Yep.
He was loving life. And it shows in their music. Like the past two singles have been bangers, but also have a more uplifting, positive message. And I like that every single so far they've had a different color scheme.
Yeah,
So it's
yellow
like-
for Sunshine,
yeah.
blue for Riptide.
And now, well, with the announcement of the new album, which is a pink vibe, they've gone for a pink music video.
Yeah, and as you were saying, very rightly saying, Caleb, looking very jarked.
Shredded.
Very jarked.
Shredded treat.
Think I might love myself.
And like that is the first line to the song, Think I Might Love Myself. When you compare that to some of the other like a cappella opening lines that Caleb has come out with, like who knew you'd be hated for being who you are,
Yeah.
one life, one decision, make sure it ends with you still living. Like this is probably the most like positive song to a start Beartooth have ever had a cappella. Well, not a cappella,
Yeah.
but like with just a vocal leading.
It's quite a pop hook as well.
Yeah. Think I might love myself.
Yeah.
Thought love was overrated, and I don't know how to take it. Still chasing ghosts, I feel so unsure. And I sold myself.
And yeah, if we're speaking about pop production, that sample that went on in the background where it had like that low pass filter going
Yeah.
down and then back up again, like,
I think Caleb does a lot of it himself as well.
oh yeah, 100%. He
Yeah.
writes on the road, man. Like I did an interview with them for Kerrang when they were touring with the Amity Affliction, and it was on the tour bus. And after, because we spoke quite heavily about him writing on the road, he was like, "Do you want to see my setup?" I was like, "Yeah." And he
Yeah.
just like took me into like this other room, and it was like all laid out, like computer screens, like cabs, like you name, like guitars in
Sick.
there, like microphones.
Yeah, I know that he's got he's, I don't know why, I guess if you follow him online, you probably know.
Yeah.
But he's moved to LA now.
Yeah.
And he's got a nice little studio set up in his house as well.
Yeah, like out in his garden.
The dream.
It looks fucking
Yeah.
sick.
I still gave it one more try. Gave everything that I had and more. Couldn't happen to me, couldn't happen to me, couldn't happen to me. Ooh, then it took my body over. Lost all my composure. Never felt quite like this before. Chemistry.
I've just noticed, how much does that guitarist look like John Nolan from Taking Back Sunday?
I don't know. Play again.
1 second. Scrub that back. Right. Well, less so.
I mean, this happens to me all the time. People are like, "Oh, you look like this guy." Oh, it's because we've got beards and dark hair.
One sec. Click on images for me, because I feel like that's a very misleading. That's news. There we go.
I don't know. I feel like
elderly John Nolan, like older John Nolan, maybe. All of these are quite young photos of John Nolan.
I don't know.
I don't Nolan.
Chemistry's changing, emotions rearranging.
I like how he's made us wait for this chorus as well.
Breaking my spell, think I might love myself. Trade my hope for pain, still hate who I became. How long am I gonna be young and lost? Might never feel right, never be clear, but nothing'll change until I face my fear. Done paying the price without knowing the cost.
Like lyrically speaking, very vulnerable song.
But it's more like it's like
This is where I was.
I didn't like who I used to be, and it's kind of like I was saying, a lot of it's like just being like, yeah, stuff is shit, but I don't want to dwell on the negative.
And I feel like this story's been building for a long time, because I mean, you look at tunes like "The Past Is Dead," like it has been something that Caleb has tried to almost conquer within his music, but now it feels like more so than ever, like the battle for the time being feels like it's over.
Yeah, he's a happy chappy.
Hell
I think
yeah,
he should be. 'Cause
hell
he's
yeah,
smashing it.
Yeah, he is, especially with the other elements underneath his voice as well, like that little like vocoder thing that he's got. Like,
well, I was saying this song is very like pop influence. Pop, like production, but we're still with the classic
with the riffs.
Calebness.
Could it happen to me? Could it happen to me? Could it happen to me? Yeah.
Bro, that fucking vocal. Yeah, even he knows.
Goes like, you see that?
Just, bitch. Hold on, I want that one more time.
Could it happen to me? Could it happen to me? Yeah. Woo. It took my body over. Lost all my
That's so
composure.
tight.
Never felt
Do you reckon
like this.
he just did that one time in the recording and they're like, keep that?
Yeah, keep the in as well.
Yeah.
Because that, again, if you're talking about a feel-good moment and a feel-good song, like doing something that yourself, you're like, oh, damn, didn't realize I had that in me. Like, that's such a feel-good, that's a natural feel-good sound to be like, oh.
Yeah.
Chemistry's changing, emotions rearranging. I'm out of my cage, breaking my spell. Think I might love myself. Focused on the time, how I'm losing every minute. Gotta make a choice, gotta push it to the limit. Never felt better, never making an apology. I'm exactly who I wanna be!
And in the words of Caleb, fuck with that riff. Well,
I feel like it wouldn't be a Bertu song if there wasn't like
if there wasn't a
some sort of breakdown. Yeah, some sort of moshy.
A little moshy segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck with that riff so goddamn hard.
Well, it took my body over, lost all my composure. Never felt quite like this before. Chemistry is changing.
Well, my friends, we're going to have to pause that reaction to Beartooth's brand new single, Might Love Myself, because joining us on the Jon Mahon Show right now is your live guest for today from Oxymorrons. Show a lot of love and appreciation for Jafe! Let's get it! How's it going, bro?
boys? It's good. I actually didn't know this was live, so let me censor myself preemptively a little bit.
No, we're on the internet. Say what the fuck you want.
we don't censor ourselves.
I'll say I can talk shit.
Yeah,
Awesome.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
That's why we do it like this. Like, it's no holds barred, man. Straight in at the deep end.
I love it. How y'all doing today? How's your Monday?
All the better for seeing you, man. It's a very good Monday when we've got someone like yourself joining us, considering how much you've got going on at the moment. Like, how's life with you?
Yo, man, I mean, it's going. It's great. We're full of gratitude and really excited about our futures. But with that said, too, you know, like, we've been working for this. So we don't really take, actually, I think we don't take enough time to smell the flowers and like take a deep breath, because it's always on to the next thing and always pushing through and thinking of the next song and the next idea and pop-up event, and just, you know, constantly elevating. So yeah, it's just cool to like finally feel like we have support. You know, we're not as independent as we've been in throughout most of our journey, and just seeing, you know, the music really like get across to so many people, and building like our own small community, and seeing our fan base or our core audience, as we like to say, continue to grow, and like then form little, you know, friendships and communities amongst each other. And like, it's just cool to see all that blossoming and it really evolving beyond just our, you know, friends and family.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
And speaking of like building your fan base, was it the first time you've been to the UK when you came out with Bad Omens?
Ever in my life, not just for music.
What?
Actually, for all four of us, we had never been across the pond. I mean, I've been to Spain. Some of my family's from there, but I don't really consider. Doesn't really feel like, you know, Europe or like a foreign place.
Yeah.
For me, but yeah, it was our first time there for any reason whatsoever. Let alone, you know, sold out tour with Bad Omens during like, you know, the height of they're just having such an amazing moment. So we were super honored to be there. And we've just always had a lot of support from the UK. BBC Radio specifically. Speaking of, Corey Taylor's taking over BBC Rock Radio 1 tonight.
Nice.
Who we'll be touring with in just a couple weeks, and he'll be playing some Oxymorrons and stuff. So whoever's watching this, make sure to tune into that.
Oh.
Shout out Alex as well. I believe it must be on her.
Shout out Alex.
Yeah.
Yep. I did my job doing the cross promotion. I'll leave you gentlemen to that. Goodbye.
He's a professional.
Yeah, just plug it. Just like sold on the plug. Well, let's talk about this brand new music. I mean, we've had a couple of tracks of it already, and one feature, two just straight Oxymorrons, but across the three of them, a very diverse sound. Like, no song sounds like the other one. They've all got like something a little bit different in there. Was that the mentality heading into producing this record? It's like, hey, we want to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, part of our ethos and our mission is to like never be boxed, never be pigeonholed, be inauthentically ourselves at all times, and unapologetically ourselves. And that applies to our music, not just like our personalities and our beings. We don't want anyone to get too complacent or used to what they think the Oxymoron sound is. So that way, when we take the rug from out under you and switch it up again, this is sort of like conditioning everyone to be an actual lifelong Oxymorrons fan.
Sick.
And it's thinking like really far ahead that, you know, we know what we're capable of musically and creatively. And because it's just, there's such a wide net we can cast and that we want to like participate in. The whole album's all really different. And the stuff that's, you know, written that didn't make the album and that's still being written for future projects, it's constantly changing and evolving. So
hell yeah.
I think that's
you heard that little Easter egg. You heard that little drop right there. I just gave you a little sign.
I think it's like representative of like of how people listen to music now. Like, I feel like when I was growing up and back in the day, everyone was like, oh, I'm a hardcore kid, I'm a punk kid, I'm a whatever kid, and then now everyone's just a bit of everything. Everyone's like, oh, I listen to pop, I listen to rock, I listen to rap, hip hop, whatever. I think it's cool when you can blend all that.
Agreed. We've been doing the hybrid thing for, you know, before the Oxymorons existed, you know, most of our lives in New York underground, and it was always a little bit more like, you know, spaced out between the genres, and there was less, I guess, like, not everyone was listening to everything the way they are now. And I know for a fact streaming has affected that for better and for worse. But I guess for the better part is that people are definitely more open. You know, we always were told we're too rock for hip hop and too hip hop for rock. And now everyone wants it all.
Hell yeah.
So it's kind of a good time
Absolutely.
to be us.
Oh no, 100%. I mean, like, I think like the last call's a great representation of that, because I mean, like, my first time hearing that, like, I heard like a lot of Juice WRLD like within that, especially like the Legends Never Die era of Juice WRLD, where he was working with a lot of producers, bringing in guitar sounds a lot more with what he was doing, like, and I feel like that trap metal scene where, like, you know, I think Juice WRLD probably would have gone fully into it alongside, you know, how Peep had like flown that flag for a very long time. Now you got artists like Trippie Redd who experiment, and Little Uzi Vert is doing that kind of stuff. And with how big these mainstream artists are, bringing that hip hop element and that trappy element to the world of rock music. I mean, you guys have been doing this for so long that you must be going like, okay, like, we're ready, coach. Like, we've been doing this shit for years.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, they eating this food now?
Yeah,
we finally open our restaurant. Like, holy shit! We've been trying to. Well, I mean, you know, this is something we discuss all the time, and I think what's happening that hasn't happened before was, you know, like new metal, like early 2000s, late 90s, new metal, Rage, Korn, Limp Bizkit, who we all love, are clearly influenced by legends in their own right, of course. But new metal was kind of like the ceiling. The glass ceiling of where like rock and rap came together. And that's as far in just, I'm just going to speak for us, in our opinions, that that sort of hybrid sound ever got. And the one thing I think that was truly missing from it being like more of an equalizer and bringing those two worlds together instead of sort of forming its own little niche culture, was the authentic hip hop side of it. You know, and with all due respect to all the leads of those bands and the men in those bands, it's still predominantly like white men rapping, and which is dope. But there's still always gonna lack something. I think an authenticity that Black and brown, especially New Yorkers, can bring to the hip hop side of bridging rock and rap together.
100%.
And we've always wanted to take new metal as just level 3 for us, you know, out of 20 levels where we feel like this could really go. And one big part that's been missing is that authentic, like, you know, some niggas rapping. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, and not just like. And then there's also tons of amazing bands, you know, fronted by amazing Black artists, and Harold the Hero too. He's on the album, and we love him to death. But we also see a lot of like, just like, it's like metal with dudes rapping, and there's so much more still that can be done there. You know, there's a lot of moments. So when we're writing songs, we really kind of like split it up like 8 bars by 8 bars, and it's not just what can be like said in those, but like what sounds, what genres can be brought in these different moments. You know, it's not just metal hook and trap verses, like. You can split that up even more microscopically. So we've just been having a lot of fun with it and trying to just push the boundaries. And we hope that, you know, we always say we want to be bigger than the Beatles, sure. But like the real goal here, the real goal is to create a blueprint, a sonic blueprint for other bands and younger bands that look more like us, to, you know, feel like they have some sort of path, generic sort of outline that they can sort of pursue, and then find their own voice within that. You know, something I know that we've all felt we've lacked, especially in our younger days of being music fans.
Because that's the thing, is like we were talking to the guitarist from Bloodywood, and they're obviously from India, and he was saying he's had
they're so sick.
He was like, people have come out to their shows, been like, it's so nice to see someone representing our culture. So I think it's so, and when you're younger, you're so impressionable, and like if you see people around you that look like you and are doing this sort of music, it's like it's gonna encourage you to take up that and do that sort of music. So I think it's such a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it a lot more as a collective society now, and that's beautiful. But like, we all have an understanding, a basic understanding, that representation is super important, and seeing yourself on the biggest platforms on earth is important to continue to like inspire exactly the youth to just know like it's possible, and you don't have to like
Yeah.
go against the whole world without support just to like, you know, be happy and content.
Yeah. Don't have to conform to a box. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's like
100%. And also on that note of representation, as you mentioned, like seeing the culture like be adhered to, like paying tribute to the people who paved the way beforehand, which a lot of rap and hip hop relies on. Like it's a very much respected like passing of the torch moment for young rappers to either receive features or to go on tour with like bigger rappers, and they learn the trade through like looking up to these idols. And I feel like within the rock scene, especially with like, as you said, like sort of how white dominated it wasn't like that at all. It was people very much being like, this is my space, I don't want anyone coming over here because like I don't want to get any smaller, I want to keep selling these records and keep playing these shows, so like for the love of God, you stay over there, you do your thing, this one's mine.
Yeah, no. And then with that said, what we're getting, as you mentioned, your Uzi Verts like covering Chop Suey, you know, and it's an auto-tune cover, and it's like the idea of it was definitely better than the execution.
that's what I said. Completely.
That's why I support it so much. I'm like, nah, I don't give a fuck. You can't talk shit about this. It's genius, even though it could have been executed a little better. But we are seeing a lot more of honor from on the hip hop side of the culture and the rap side, you know, being brought into like the rock and I mean, even though Lil Wayne wasn't happy with the audience, like, you know, when Blink and Lil Wayne went on tour together, that's a really big deal.
Yeah, man.
Like that's not stuff we get exposed to or that's like normal whatsoever. So now this culture of like Trippie Redd and even XXX and Lil Peep and whatnot, bringing it into that side as opposed to it like rap only being brought into the rock community. It's really cool to see those things cross over fully now, and like we're enjoying it. I think it's a beautiful thing, you know. That's especially like that's as American and as New York as it can get.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, speaking about being from New York, man, talk to us about the New York music scene, because I'm genuinely curious to find out what it was like for you, like growing up in New York, going to shows in New York, like where your musical influences came from, because, you know, obviously being like quite a tourist heavy destination, like is it the case that like band shows over there are still very much touristy, or is there still like communities within those who like turn up to like rock shows or like rap shows?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. So I was definitely, I was deeply involved in like the Brooklyn underground DIY punk indie rock scene of like 2008 till about 2014, I'd say. So there's always like those underground communities, new venues being built in illegal spaces, and then maybe some of them go a little legal for a bit, you know, and they just sort of hop around. There's still the touristy spots, like, well, was Knitting Factory, RIP. They just recently closed down for a little bit. You know, and your main big venues that are the 800, 2000 cap. It is a little like, it does still have that New York, I'm too cool for this shit. Like,
right.
We find sometimes like the energy in other cities and other states where there is less happening is more electric because they're not seeing this shit every day.
Yeah.
You walk down, you know, every block in New York is a fucking runway show, and everyone's hot as shit, dressed in the nines, you know, on a Tuesday at noon. Whereas like you know, we're in Idaho and it's just like, cool, everyone's in their pajamas, no one gives a fuck about what you're wearing. Like and sometimes, yeah, people do, you know, like the metropolis places, like LA can be like this too. You know, people just want to be like seen at a show. You know, so they're just going to the show to post that they're at the show, but they're like rarely actually participating and offering their bodies and their voices and their energy to the fun of the night. So we've all been in that position here in our own city where we feel like we're pulling teeth.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's also one of those things that when people see you succeeding, they want to feel like they were part of your success. So they start showing up and being a little more excited. We're like, oh, how convenient.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I remember seeing you guys back at this venue when it was just like me and like 6 other people. It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you buy a ticket?
Yeah.
I feel like
you got guesses? You got guesses?
I feel like it says more about how successful you are when you can draw those crowds in the smaller towns, because it's like it's like you play the middle of fucking nowhere and you get like loads of people show up. You're like, well, how at least they're getting on board.
Yeah,
whatever they get.
yeah, 100%.
I mean, shit. Well, every time we go to Salt Lake, we have like more and more fans there, and I'm just like, Salt Lake. You think my New York ass can wrap my head around Salt Lake City, Utah?
Isn't it?
It's a sick place. I know, like Post Malone lives there now and shit, but like, I don't know. Every time I go, I'm just like, this is real. This is a real spot. Like,
I was
holy
watching.
shit, people live here.
I was watching the UFC and they were in Salt Lake, and everyone says like the because it's like thousands of meters above sea level, so like everyone gets really tired really easy. Did you get that when you play there? Like, do you find yourself getting tired quicker on stage?
Yeah, and Colorado for sure too.
Yeah.
The whole the
Something like 4,000 meters above sea level or something, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. You gotta like be because it's the kind of thing where if you're not conscious of it throughout the day and just like staying hydrated, it'll catch up to you fast.
Yeah.
You know, and then yeah, you just like faint or
Why
feel
am I
dizzy
getting so
or
tired?
collapse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially like when with our show, we're all just like sweating pounds of water and like running around and being very reckless with our bodies. And I think we're kind of place where everyone's like, "Yo, tone it down just a hair, not enough for the audience to notice,
Yeah.
but for us to be safe."
Yeah, for you to make it to the next city.
Yeah, I'd party my ass off in Denver and be like, "Why am I so drunk already?" And they're just like, "Yeah, dude, altitude."
Yeah.
That'll
Real.
fuck you up worse than anything else. Oh, well, speaking of just being on the road and making music, I want to rewind back to us talking about this brand new record that you're going to be dropping. Your name dropped a human being by the name of Hyro the Hero. We've had Hyro on the show, just a couple of weeks ago? And an amazing soul, an amazing character. His list of features is ridiculous. Like the people that he's worked with over the course of his career, like it's quite literally like A-list celebrities, massive bands, you name it, they're on there. I mean, like how did Hyro's collaboration come about? Was it an in-studio job as well? Did you actually get to meet up with this one?
No, this one wasn't done in person. It was I think we executed during the pandemic too.
Oh, nice.
You know, the pandemic was obviously like really rough for globally for everyone. We decided as a band to sort of just rebuild everything. Like we basically kept the name Oxymorrons, but started a new band.
Damn.
Between us four, because previously we were a 5-piece and before that we were 6-piece.
Oh, damn.
I kind of was we were a 6-piece. I was the last person to join, and I was mainly just like a touring guitarist, bassist. I wasn't really writing with them, and then just over the years, just as things happened, just kind of kept stepping up, and like we had this natural chemistry. And then during the pandemic, we just started writing a bunch of music, and we were like, when the world opens up again, we're going to be super prepared. We're going to have demos and like songs and a new live show and concepts. And but anyways, we had we've known Hyro for a few years. We've seen him at like festivals that we both played, and I think just like social media as well. Obviously, just being men of color in this space, it's a little easier to find one another. So we always talked about doing a track with him, and then we had this song. It's called Mike Shinoda Flow, and it's obviously we're paying homage to Mike Shinoda. But it was the intention of this song was like we wanted to. So this is before the baby got canceled. Okay,
Right.
So just please keep that in mind. We don't fuck with all the homophobic shit. So before that happened, he was having his moment, and like all his songs, like everyone was then making the baby flute beat, like it was like a trap beat with like a flute sample.
Yeah.
Everyone had one, and Future had one, Kendrick had one. It was like the hottest thing for producers in like for that summer for some reason. So I was like, I want to do one. I want to do like a new metal flute beat. Like, let's go. So I just like made this like flute beat, and I was just like put some guitar riffs in it, and I was like, guys, we should approach this song. It should be like totally non-melodic. It's got a non-melodic hook, and it's everybody just like bars, like rapping their fucking asses off. So it's DK like Ki and Hyro just like going absolutely insane. And it's just 3 minutes of just like bars straight to the face, flute beat, rock.
Holy fucking
It's pretty
shit.
sick.
Bro, you had me at
I'm very
flutes, man.
excited.
You had me at flutes. Like,
Right? Come on. Who's got a flute beat with like a fucking metal hook? Let's go.
oh, That's amazing. And the fact that like you've got these incredible MCs just trying to basically lyrically one up each other, it sounds like bringing out the best in one another.
Yeah, it just goes like each verse is just elevated, and I was so excited that, and then that cut almost didn't make the album, and then last minute it did, and I was just like, yes, it was one of those where you're just advocating for the whole time. You're like, guys, please, if there's room, let's put this one on there. I just got a good feeling about it.
Bro, I'm so glad you got that across the
album,
line.
and we're just super, super happy with it, and like proud to have a song with him. We know it's like important that I think a lot of people in the metal community and scene see us working together too.
Oh, hell yeah. Considering, how long Hyro's been doing this and the fact that he's been away for quite a while, like he's like had like a little hiatus, like moved to France, like got himself married, like effectively.
That boy is love.
He's a French man. When he was on the show,
congrats to you, Hyro.
When he was on the show, we were saying he's Hyro Le Hero now. He's not the hero.
I will not be calling him anything else next time I see him. It's over.
The full-on French man.
Yeah, I hope that catches on for him. Well, I mean, bro, speaking of this new music, man, you're going to be having an amazing opportunity in just a couple of weeks' time to play some of these new songs live alongside Corey Taylor on that headline run that he's doing across the States. I mean, how excited are you about that? Because Corey's been quite a pivotal part in your band's history.
Yeah, so we actually first met Corey 2 years ago at Shiprocked. We played Shiprock, and we were doing an off-boat show on the beach of Mexico with it was just POD and us, which is really sick.
Stupid.
To make this even more like fucking legendary, we had to use like pretty mid equipment that they had on the beach. And the staff on there was just like, we can't use nice things because the cartel will steal it all.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And I was just like, that's kind of sick. Like,
that's pretty gangster.
Cartel turn up.
So,
What's this amp?
just in regards to like the PA system, the mixing board,
Yeah.
they had us, they were just requested we use like their Marshall stack, and not really get too complicated with anything because of there's still a concern for everyone's safety. Which again didn't scare me. I thought it was fucking.
Oh yeah,
bad.
being from New York, you're like, that's just a Monday.
Right. So then everyone's like, it's like underneath this sort of like carnival-esque tent, and they had food and open bar for everyone. And so during our set we have Corey Taylor, we have Randy Blythe from Lamb of God taking pictures, sitting there. Everyone's just kind of like hanging out, and we're playing like on this like concrete floor, barely like above anyone else. It was sort of like on the floor with them. It was super fun, and he enjoyed it, and he was just like, we chopped it up after. He was like, I'm gonna take you guys on tour. Like, that was awesome. And we were just like, cool. And 2 years later, he was a man of his word, which we definitely respect and appreciate. And he invited us on this tour. We actually got the news. It was the last night of the Europe tour with Bad Omens. We were playing Bristol in the UK.
Yep.
With Kid Bookie, who he has also collaborated with. There's a lot of, and Kid Bookie is on our album as well.
Yep.
So there's a little something going on there. And that same night they sent us the offer and confirmed it, and we were just like, it was such an awesome way to end the tour. But we're elated, super excited. We've been, other than this year, we introduced 2 new songs to our set list. But other than that, we've also, been playing majority, like mainly the same set list for the last 2 years. And I'm just really excited to be playing a new set and a bunch of new songs. And they fucking rip. They go so much harder than the EP. I think we're clearly like evolving the sound, and we're just excited for people to enjoy it, because we just actually rehearsed today, and like I'm ready to go. I had a nice summer in New York. Send me back on the road. I'm ready to get to work, ready to melt face and break some shit and like have a good time.
Let's fucking go. I mean, like, you talk about dropping new songs in a set list. I'm always curious, especially like as a support band as well, like on a run like that. how is the process of picking where you put the new song in the set? Like, where is important for you, and where's the best time to shine the light on the new material during the set? Is it opening, mid, or end?
Yeah, sort of like it starts to like approach top, middle, and near the end. And on that depends on the song, you know. Does it have like a crazy outro or a banging riff throughout it, or is the hook big, or does it start off small and then like, you know, the dynamics of it build up? Like we have our set sort of tell a whole story, so it's really just how the energies match. And then there's like small technical or logistical things like, are these 3 songs in which D is screaming his ass off in a row? Maybe let's break them up and give him a break, you know? I'm also probably, as I meet a lot more guitar techs on these awesome runs, and they're all like legends working for these bands, I realize that I am easily like one of the weirdest, most annoying guitarists I think any of them have met. I only tune like half of my guitar.
Okay.
One half of it in standard, and then I actively tuning throughout the set list, like to drop C to C sharp to D to like, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really want to spend time grabbing another guitar. I play really aggressively too, so I do tend to break strings, and I like to like smash stuff. So my other guitars are really just there as insurance, not to like look cool and whip out a new one so I can do drop C." So I usually have like, I play my bottom 3 strings, my power chords, and I tune those throughout the song. And then I use the top to like solo and standard. And I realize I'm giving everyone a headache and no one wants to be my tech, which is fine. Whoever gets to be my tech is going to have the easiest fucking job in the world, because, you know, I'm pretty like just simple, and I'd rather just like, I don't know. I've never seen anyone do that. And I didn't realize it was so ludicrous until I was getting like chastised for it every tour.
I guess it's like when you're like growing up but when you first start bands, you only really have one guitar and you just use that the whole time. And then when you get a bit bigger, you're like, oh, well, people have more than one guitar. And then you see bands, you see bands switch out guitars like 10 times during a set. It's like, how many tunings have you got? It's probably just like what E standard and one's D. It's like 2 guitars. It's like, tune it down.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I just kind of like found that to be best for me, especially with my playing style and like how I choose to play live versus how I choose to write and record guitar. There's very different goals being achieved. And I like to bring more of the punk aesthetic live. So we use backing tracks like every other band. We have no shame in them. Some people like to come up to me and ask me about it. I'm like, who the fuck do you think recorded that part? It's not like I hired someone and I'm playing it. I'm playing their tracks because I can't play it myself. That's my part. I'm just one.
I've only got so many set of hands.
So I choose to play a little bit of a like more attacky, aggressive punk style of guitar over my parts, as opposed to trying to like match each tone of the lead guitar that I did for the record. You know, it's kind of an opportunity to bring, I think, a new element to it live, and it's just more fun. I grew up playing punk, and I started off playing like reggae. I've played in a lot of reggae bands my whole life.
Really?
Fun fact. My dad was like a really big reggae artist in the 80s in New York. And that influenced a lot of my guitar playing. And then once I saw the Clash, and I was like, these crusty white boys can play reggae music with distorted guitar. Get the fuck out of here. I got to try this.
And then throw forward a few years later and you're playing slide guitar with a glass dildo.
Hey, you did your homework.
Bro, you can't have a post like that on Instagram and not expect us to ask you about it.
I'll never top it. I'm just hoping that we get to the point where people bring me dildos for every show and I can just make a dildo wall at home.
That wasn't one. That was just one someone gave to you. You didn't bring it from home.
No. Please, if you're watching this and you plan on bringing me a dildo, I'm not opposed to it being used. Clean it. Just clean it first.
Or just give you it fresh out the box.
New, that'd be best. For sure be best.
So tell the story, bro. How did this all happen?
Oh man. So throughout tours I've just like I'll grab like people's lighters and do slide. I've done it with cans, with bottles, just different objects. It was a friend of a friend that did it. So it wasn't completely random. But I was mentioning, they were asking me about that like, oh, like what else have you played slide with? I was just like, obviously next up, it's like gotta be a dildo someday. And then like
So
8 months go by, I forgot that I mentioned it, and they came to our show at St. Vitus and just like waited for the moment and just date. Like I had no idea what was happening. Just like he calls me
Presented
over
it
and
to
he's
you
like
like that.
holding it up. I'm like, what is this? He just like takes it out the bag, and I was like, oh my God, my moment has come. This is
Present
it.
to
This
you.
is when I become one of the greats.
Oh yeah, like Hendrix had setting his guitar on fire. Like this is your that moment.
Exactly. You get me, man. You get me.
Holy shit.
And now people are just like, when we go on tour, they're like, hey, where's the glass dildo? I'm like, no, you bring it to me.
Yeah.
Carrying this dildo around on tour.
It's gonna be
Imagine-
awkward, like flying and go through like security checks and stuff with it.
Imagine, come on, man.
A dude opens
Well,
up
man,
his
that's-
suitcase, is like
We're not always traveling through the most open-minded
Yeah.
places, if I may say so. So I don't know if I really want to. We already attract enough attention to ourselves sometimes. I don't think a glass dildo needs to be thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to bring in glass dildos for me to play, just make sure they're clean. I will gladly and graciously accept your offering.
Gladly solo with your dildo.
bro, that clip's going straight on the internet, and I hope this becomes a thing for your band. I really
I
do.
hope that's the only clip you use.
just glass dildo. That's all we need. Fuck the Corey Taylor stories. It's all about the glass dildo ones. It's what we're here for. Oh,
But yeah, I've seen y'all have had a lot of the homies on the show too, and like I was just chopping it up with some of the crew from Hot Milk.
Oh, yeah.
They were in town, and we saw them at a Jason festival too. You know, Jim and Hannah.
let's go.
We met them through the Boston Manor Bros.
Oh yeah.
No
Love those
way.
guys.
Yeah, those are good friends of ours too. When we did the Neck Deep tour here in the States, we got like really close. And they've just been showing a lot of love. But yeah, one of their crew members, Marty, was in town Saturday night. So just went around some bars and talked a bunch of shit.
No way. How long ago was that Neck Deep tour that you did?
Ooh, that was November to December 2021.
2021. Because a buddy of ours is the guitar tech for Neck Deep. Boots. Was he on that?
Boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, boots.
Boots.
Yeah.
That's my boy. I mean, like as a guitarist, you know, like
He's
loves me
great.
as a person, but he thinks I'm a fucking insane. I fucking love Boots. Yeah, he also hopped on the Bad Omens tour.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
He absolutely did.
So we got to reunite there, and we're always running into him. He shows love. He helps me out on the road so much.
Yeah.
If I have any sort of tech problems, I'm definitely like not a big gearhead dude. I know how to fix my stuff, but obviously, you know, after a certain point, and you need a professional.
Yeah.
And he always offered his time and his love. So shout out Boots, man.
Hell
Love
yeah.
you, dude. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
He was showing me
So well.
the Neck Deep setup, and it's just so much going on. I was like, I don't know, I don't understand any of this. It's like MIDI switching
Yo.
and all that, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Those dudes, it's crazy. They're so smart.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just like,
such a
you guys are
nerd.
so smart. The guys that do that,
Yeah,
my brain doesn't work that way.
I just play guitar. I don't know what.
Just make sure it's on and in my hands at the
Yeah.
right time. Like,
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to stay in tune, dude. Like, yeah.
well, speaking of surfing your Instagram account, there's another thing that I wanted to ask you about, which is in your bio. Emmy Award winner.
Oh, yes.
What was that for?
I did win one of those.
How did that come about?
This was 2019, so I also produce and make music for nonprofit social justice companies. I was part of the DACA campaign, which was opposing Trump, and he was sort of rewriting a lot of laws based around immigration and kids that are born here and are the children of immigrants, which everyone in our band is as well. All our parents migrated here from different countries. So I made them. They did like a 12-part series. I produced the music for it, but specifically, Sam Ramirez she's a Mexican director from based out of Atlanta. Her and I have been friends for years. She runs a media company called Off the Record, and they hire her a lot of times to do a lot of groundwork down in Atlanta. She did Stacey Abrams' governing run, which was like a big deal. Atlanta was like, it was like a black woman running for governor, and she almost won, and then turned like, anyways, it turned them from like conservative to liberal, blah 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 blah. This specific campaign was to get Latinos to vote, because the issue in America is that, like, we are part of the global majority, as we like to say, not the minority. We just don't participate in systematically as much as we should, which I understand is very hard to maintain faith in the systems that like don't really show us that they work. So why even participate? But yeah, we did a whole campaign to get Latinos to vote, and it was one of the driving forces that got Stacey Abrams like the votes she needed. I just made the music. It was just a friend calling me to make music for stuff.
Yeah.
And it ended up getting nominated for a New Science and Art Emmy Award, which I also didn't know existed. I thought it was just like TV shows and shit. But they also have Emmy Awards for News, Art, and Science. So yeah, we won Best Commercial Public Service Announcement in 2019. And yeah, I gave the Emmy to my mom. I don't even keep it.
Bro.
I'm not really one of those. I was lucky enough to have like my mom's support in, just all my creative pursuits in life, in my sexuality, in anything I wanted to be and discover. She always was really supportive and loving, and there's no way in hell I'd be where I am without her. So I don't really care for accolades like that. I just love to play, make music, and like share it with the world and travel. So she can, she likes to show it off when the friends come over. She can do all that. I find it extremely embarrassing. I wouldn't have even put it on I wouldn't have put it on my profile, but it's like helped me get work. And a lot of my friends and partners are just like, dude,
Emmy Award winning.
Talk that shit. Like, it'll help you get work. I was like, all right, yeah, you're right. I'm kind of the last person to try and brag about myself, but I'm getting used to it still, and yeah, sometimes like it's a good way of shutting somebody up sometimes. Yeah. Arrogant people in a space and talking bad shit, especially in the scene.
Just like, yeah, I remember that time I won an Emmy.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, yo, remember that Emmy I won? Damn, I just remembered. Like, I almost forgot.
How many Emmys have you won? Just out of interest.
Like, hey, I'm a little closer to the EGOT than you are, so I'm going for. Now I have to go for all of them. I maybe wanted a Grammy in my life, but I was like, shit, I started out with an Emmy. That means I gotta go for the others. So
100.
Like getting into musicals and theater, which I wouldn't have ever said I was a fan of.
But bro, if they need music,
I'm learning it because I'm like, that time will come. Let's go.
100%, and you got the contacts now as well, man. Like once you start floating some work about there, and you contribute to a project like that, people start talking about names, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, do you know a guy? Oh, I know a guy.
Hit up what's his name that did Hamilton? What's his name? Lin-Manuel.
Yes, exactly.
Hit him up.
Exactly. I want to be like Lin-Manuel, but just not as corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
He is a bit corny, isn't he?
Hell yeah. Still bring the punk to it.
He's very obviously talented and immensely successful. He's a corny dude.
Yeah.
Right? Being corny is cool.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, live your nerd shit if you want to. Oh, and speaking of being nerds, we're massive music nerds on the show, and I'd be amiss if I didn't pull you up on that hat that you've chosen to wear today. Brand new Fall Out Boy album, So Much for Stardust. Fan of it?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Good, John.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Well, so our homegirl, Royal and the Serpent, has been the opening act of the tour.
Yeah.
With Bring Me the Horizon, Fall Out Boy. So we actually just went to go see her. We had a little band date, and we went to go see her at the New York show they did here in Queens last Tuesday. Which was really, really fun.
Oh, bro, was that with Bring Me supporting?
Yes,
yeah.
with Bring Me. So it was my first time seeing Bring Me, finally. I've been wanting to see them. And so what I loved most about Fall Out Boy and Bring Me was like the opposites of each other.
Yeah.
Fall Out Boy's production and stage design was fucking incredible. They had like 3 different sets that were all like active and alive while they were playing. Yeah. And then they did this really cool thing when they played the earlier music in their career, when they were playing smaller clubs, the lighting rig of the stage came down, so it looked like they were playing in a smaller room.
That's so cool.
So there were just all these details, and then like I guess they did songs for the SpongeBob soundtrack, so there was like SpongeBob shit everywhere. And the pyrotechnics and the fireworks were just wild. I wasn't expecting it. Shout out to that crew. I mean, obviously the band's incredible, but that crew is just pulling off such a wild, theatrical, like entertaining show beyond the music that I had a lot of respect for. And then for Bring Me, it was the exact opposite. I'm seeing, pictures of their sets, at all the festivals and download and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're just like building hell. And it looks fucking nuts. Here, they had no fucking frills, nothing, just like their logo in some sculpture drop piece. And they were just plugged in and played. There was just nothing, especially it was still light out. So they didn't even have the benefit of a crazy light show.
Yep.
It was just like plug in and play, and they crushed it. It was amazing. I actually loved seeing no distractions and being able to just listen and see the band play.
I've seen.
So yeah, they were incredible. And then Royal Smash, of course, as she always does. That's our little sister for life, though. We love her.
I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, you're going to New York soon, aren't you?
I am
Or
indeed,
you're
yeah.
going to America.
Yeah, I'm heading over for Blue Ridge Festival in North Carolina, and
Virginia?
then Virginia, and then me and my girlfriend headed over to New York City for 8 days.
No shit.
Yeah, bro.
Dude. We'll exchange numbers. I'll send you my list of recs.
Oh,
Maddie and I too, bartended, worked in restaurants, know a lot of
Sick.
cool, venues, places to eat, things to see, things to avoid. I had
Yeah.
a girl come here. I gave her this amazing list of incredible restaurants, different price ranges, tacos, and this girl goes and eats a fucking hot dog from the street and gets sick. And I was like, that's what you get
That's what you
for not
get.
listening to me. Don't eat the street glizzies. Don't do it.
It's just
You're
rule
taking
number
a
one.
Risk.
like you're
Could be
fucking.
fine, but it could also tear your
Yeah.
whole shit up.
It'll probably taste good, but it's gonna kill your insides.
Yeah, it's like what meat is this? Oh, it's rat meat. Sweet, yeah.
Oh, it's always funny when they just say, "Yeah, it's meat."
Yeah.
What meat? Just meat. Don't worry about it.
We all know sausages and hot dogs to begin with are like blended meats. It's just as is. Like, come on.
Yeah,
But
just a massive
yeah,
question mark.
we'll guide you. We'll guide you to the right places, and let me know, what you're looking.
Hell yeah, I'll drop you a message, because I think we might actually be in New York around the time that you're playing with Corey as well.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so
I
that's-
think the closest show we do here is September 12th at the Wellmont Theater in New Jersey, Montclair,
Sick.
which is like 20 minutes if you're in Manhattan to get to.
Sick.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, we're flying in on the 11th because I'm a massive Jets fan, so we're going to go watch the Jets play the Bills on the 11th.
Yeah, we're supposed to not suck this year, so let's
Yeah,
go.
man. Yeah, you got A-Rod at quarterback. I'm fucking excited, man. I've been a Jets fan for the last 2 years, and I've had to watch Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold play quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a Mets, Jets, and Knicks fan, so basically I'm very well versed in being a fucking loser.
Not a lot
I
of
know how to-
championships
I know
there.
how to fucking lose.
Yeah, like fingers crossed as a Super Bowl running at least. Like if they make it to the Super Bowl, that'll be like, even if it's the playoffs for the Jets, like that's still better than where it's been the last couple of years.
20 years.
Yeah, a long time, a very, very long time. So we're flying in for that game against the Bills, and it's a pretty.
I need to ask, how did you become a Jets fan?
So
What business do you have being a Jets fan?
This is what I asked.
yeah, so basically, I have a load of mates in the UK who are massive football fans, and like I've always been into rugby, and they were like, bro, if you like rugby, American football is just like one street down. So I was like, okay, sick. Like I'll try and get into it. I was like, how do I go about picking a team? And like one of my mates was like, where have you been in New York? And I've been to Florida, Orlando to go and watch WrestleMania 33, and then I've been to New York to watch WrestleMania 35 at MetLife Stadium. So I was like, well, I've been to New York, I've watched the WrestleMania in MetLife Stadium. And he's like, well, you got the Giants or the Jets? The Giants kit sucks. The Jets have got a cooler kit to wear. So I was like, sick, I'll go for the team with a cooler kit. And then like for the first 2 years, it was just awful watching Jets games. Like, I remember the first year watching them, they're playing the Patriots on like Monday Night Football. And because over here, it's like starts at 1 a.m. Monday Night Football and then finishes at like 6 a.m. It went to overtime and the Jets lost by a field goal in overtime. It was like 5 a.m. I was like, I stayed awake just to try and watch you win once. It was the fucking worst, dude. So then like I kept an eye on the Jags as well because like I'm a big wrestling fan and AEW's owner owns them. But like Jets were the first team that I really started supporting. So that's how it came, wrestling.
I gotta say, yeah, the kits this year, they brought back the white with the green stripe, the throwback, the Joe Namath shit. Those look dope. I was like, I might have to get one of those.
Yeah, man. Like, I think they're starting their season in that white kit, aren't they? I think they said they're playing in white first game of the season against the Bills. So yeah, I might have to.
Good one. That's a good one.
Hell yeah. Well, hopefully, like, I can make it to the show on the 12th then with Corey Taylor, because
obviously let us know if you're capable of making it. Well,
yeah, that would be fucking
our friends Wargasm are supporting as well, so that'll be a cool one. Have you met those guys before?
We met them very briefly at Sonic Temple because we knew we were doing this tour together. But no, I mean, I got put onto them also during the pandemic. Also when Jason Allen Butler sort of came on board and we were doing 333 Rex with him, Nova Twins, like through Nova Twins as well. We then like discovered Wargasm and we're just like loving everything coming out of there. So it's just cool to see all these bands that, you know, we've sort of been like our solar systems are starting to, you know, crash into one another, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Well, honestly, man, we could sit here and chat to you for hours. You've got stories for days.
Genuinely.
Like this,
awesome,
this will be the first of many conversations with you on this channel because, like, it's an open door policy, man. Whenever you got anything to promote, anything you want to talk about, you're more than welcome. Like to swing by on here, like use this platform however you need to, because like we want to support whatever it is you got going on. Like as a massive fans of Oxymorrons.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot, and we definitely will. And you'll get, I mean, careful what you wish for. You'll get us four. Oh, man, those can be, we can be a lot in a good way, but it will probably be on here for like 3 hours.
That's our favorite shit, man. We live for that shit. Well, brand new Oxymorrons album out on October 20th. It's called Melanin Punk, my friends. Show a lot of love and appreciation for Jafe from Oxymorrons. Thank you, bro.
Cheers for coming on, dude.
Yo, appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for having me. This was a blast. Definitely be back. Hope to see you on the 12th.
Hell yeah.
At least guide you to the right places in New York
while
you're here.
Steer you away from bad hot dogs.
Yeah, bad hot dogs, tip number one.
Don't do it.
Hell yeah, bro. I'll jot you a mess, man. Thank you so much.
All right, well, much love, guys. Thank you so much for having me once again. We'll talk soon.
Hell yeah. Take care, my friend. Thank you ever so much.
Love.
Peace.
Yeah,
what a fucking legend.
Yeah, just a ball of energy, isn't he?
Bro, that chat, right?
45, bloody hell, 45 minutes.
So that interview, my friends, was actually scheduled for 8:15. Got the notification.
I didn't even notice. You just tapped me. And
I got the notification through on my phone. I didn't realize Zoom ever did. The Zoom's never done this before, but it was like Jafe's joined the Zoom link. So I was like, oh sweet, all right, game face, let's go. Let's just go straight into it.
Yeah.
And holy fuck.
Power of
technology, but those 50 minutes fucking flew by. Like that's why in the end I was like, we could genuinely have just done another hour of that.
You were so happy that you finally have someone to talk about American football. You went when it came up, you're like, right, it's my time.
I could only do this for like 2 minutes. I'm gonna milk those fucking 2 minutes all I can. Oh well, that's fucking amazing. Fellow Jets fan, Jafe, let's go.
Yeah, apparently they're shit.
They have been for a very long time. But this should be our year, man. This should be our year. A-Rod at quarterback. We've got a couple of weapons to play with.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
Aaron
Rodgers. Yeah?
I knew.
Yeah,
I got it.
There he is. Well, my friends, we got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to cover before we get out of here. But don't forget, we've been asking you to make your dream band.
Yeah.
So,
put them in the comments. Write them on a letter. Post it to us. Well, I'm not going to give you an address, but what else? Tweet.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what else. Instagram. Well, we can put a clip up.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip it.
I'm gonna clip it.
Yeah, I'm on clip it.
And maybe we'll read out the best ones on the show.
Yeah, we'll read out your best dream bands on Thursday's show. Dr. Scott simply just goes ... off the back of that. I'm guessing. I think Dr. Scott, you like American football, don't you? Because I think we've chatted about this before. Do you say you're a Pats fan? I'm trying to. I might be confusing you with someone else. I could have sworn I was chatting to someone recently who was a Pats fan who listens to
Cookie
this.
says John went down an American football ADHD rabbit hole.
Oh, fully. I do.
I feel like-
there we go. See, I fucking remember something.
I feel like you talked for like a couple of minutes straight without taking a breath.
It's because I was like, I just like because I never get asked about American football, hardly ever.
Well, he was surprised. He was like, "How the hell?"
Yeah, so I was like, I'll give you the lowdown real quick. Bang, there it is. Holy shit! Yeah, Dr. Scott, see you in the championship, my friend.
Pats, go!
Yeah,
Is that what they say?
I think that is the Pats chant.
When I saw
the Jets chant's awful. It's Jets, Jets.
Jets. Americans, as much like theatrics and stuff they have, the chants are also always terrible.
Awful.
Right.
Like when we went to see Money in the Bank, the thing that wrestling fans were saying on Twitter, like from America, was like they couldn't believe some of the stuff the English crowd were chanting.
Yeah.
So like Roman Reigns was in a tag match against the Usos, and the whole crowd started chanting, "Sit down if you hate Roman, sit down." So then, stand up if you hate Roman. That was it. It was
Yeah.
stand up if you hate Roman. So then everyone in the crowd stood up, and then Roman Reigns actually had to sit down in the ring.
It's a proud British tradition of just taking like a lot of just very old songs or tunes and just putting lyrics about sports people on.
Yeah.
Them. Can't think of any come to mind. Because I used to go to watch Man United all the time, and there was definitely a lot of chants back in the day.
Yeah. Well, it's like when England wins the World Cup and they're like, Southgate, you're the one.
Yeah. And then Atomic Kitten performed that at the Box Park.
Yeah. Atomic Kitten getting their resurgence.
They probably saw the stream spike.
They're like,
Let's capitalize on this.
right, my friends, there's one thing I want to hit before we get out of here. And you are a massive 1975 fan.
I'm a massive man. Yes.
You fucking love the 1975.
I am. They are probably the best band over the last
I'm
10
surprised
years.
Matt Healy or anyone from the 1975 wasn't in your band.
A lot of... do you know what? I was thinking about Matty, but then I love Haley a lot.
And you weren't getting rid of either guitarist. You were always going
The
to
thing
go.
is, John, you didn't tell me I was allowed to pick singers
I never put any rules on
that
it.
play guitar. Because I was
It's music,
when I was
music, bro. Music's God.
when
knows
I was
rules.
thinking of guitarists, I was just thinking of like the guitarist with the most prowess, and like Jordan Buckley's like Every Time I Die had some of my favorite riffs of all time, so
Yeah.
he was a sort of given. But yeah, anyway, back onto the
Top 1975.
it's the crossover that
Everyone has been waiting for.
everyone and also no one. But this is posted on Tom DeLonge's page of Blink-182 and Aliens fame.
And Aliens fame.
So they were performing. Let's put some sound in this. Probably get demonetized for this.
Probably, yeah. What song is this? Is it Robbers?
Yeah. One of the best songs.
One of my favourite songs by them. Might even go as far as my favourite.
Yeah, I think it's one of mine.
So that was the clip from Tom's Instagram, which I think out of all the clips that I've seen of this is the worst
Yeah,
clip.
we'll get the last one up. Yeah, there was a better one on TikTok, wasn't there?
Yeah. So
There we go.
there's one on TikTok where you can actually see which one is this. So this is the actual live footage. So Matty's obviously sat there being all dramatic and front manny, and then stands up, and then you watch his face. Literally sees Tom DeLonge. Like his face lights up. Watch Tom at the end of this clip. Watch Tom.
He just didn't know what to do.
But there's a clip that's a little bit more zoomed out than that like a fan has. Like a fan's got a clip of it, and Tom actually just starts dancing a little bit towards the end whilst he's chewing on his gum. It's like
Just doesn't know what to do after.
he's still grinding on him. And then watch that.
Again.
It's the little.
But the thing is, it's like he's on camera in front of how many people? It's just like he wasn't expecting that to happen, so he's like, well, "What do I do now?" The camera's still on me.
But it's like you're fucking Tom DeLonge stood in the tog pit though, like you're not exactly inconspicuous.
True, but yeah, you don't expect the singer to come down and hug you and say, "I love you so much."
I don't know, man. Matty's very open.
That happens to Tom DeLonge everywhere he goes.
Probably, yeah. Like I imagine
if I met Tom DeLonge, I'd probably be like, probably wouldn't force a hug on him.
Yeah, no, like Matty's like dry humping him a little bit, but like I probably would have to give him like a "you changed my life" kind of compliment.
It's like, you're right, Tom.
Yep.
Aliens
Yep.
do exist.
Yep.
Allegedly,
Even
though there's no proper evidence delivered to the public yet.
I mean, we could also pick apart some of his other lyrics and ask him if he was right about those. Like,
yeah, where is the spider from your nightmare?
yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of like dogs, or
Well, that was more saying they want to, or it's not. It wasn't saying they have.
yeah, that's true. Actually,
It's not a
it's not a
admittance to doing
yeah
bestiality.
just a craving, just a small craving.
Yeah.
But either way, my friends, this for me is the coolest shit because like for a lot of people from the rock scene, a lot of people from the rock and metal scene have a very negative opinion towards the 1975.
I think Matty gets a lot of heat, but I always think the best frontmen are the ones that are a bit divisive.
Yeah.
Like there's never been like a front person that's been one of the biggest rock stars that everyone loves.
Yeah, unanimously.
Freddie Mercury.
Dave Grohl.
Other than those two. But I feel like if you want to be a proper like rock star,
Yeah.
you can't be like the super squeaky clean.
Like the cookie cutter.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably said a lot of questionable shit, but I don't think he's like an inherently bad person. I think he's in a spotlight more than most people are.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
And-
everything that he's done since he turned 20 years old has been caught on camera
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, literally, they've been the biggest band, one of the biggest bands over the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And
But what my like end game of that point was that like rock and metal fans are probably a little bit like as you said, divided on Matty, whereas like having him basically mark the fuck out to Tom DeLonge just should go to show you that like, yeah, even though the music that the 1975 right is very much removed from the same music Blink-182 right, like this kid was obviously very heavily influenced by Tom DeLonge, Travis Barker and Mark Hoppus.
yeah. Well, Matty and I are about the same age, from a similar part of the world, and when I was in a pop punk band in the MySpace days, my band and his band, Drive Like I Do at the time, exchanged messages on MySpace.
Didn't you say you ended up with like an old school demo of Chocolate as well?
Yeah, so they had Chocolate on their MySpace, and like I couldn't find it anywhere else to like download or whatever, so I just ripped it from their MySpace. And then I had that, I listened to that so much, and then sort of never heard from like Drive Like I Do again. And then I heard Chocolate on the radio like years later. I was like, I know this song, but it sounds a bit different because obviously the demo version of Chocolate was like gang vocal chorus, which I thought was really sick. It's like, we know, nobody knows. And then they got rid of that, but I was like, I know the song, and it was the 1975, obviously rebranded. So I have a long history.
Do you know what I think the 1975 might actually do? I think they might actually do an album. You know how Ed Sheeran did an album that was just full of collaborations?
Yeah.
I think the 1975 might do one of those. Like, because you know how they've just done the 1975 at their very best, and it's literally just been them doing all the hits.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like...
I mean, they had some pretty big guests come out. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah.
Who else?
It's like they want to be one of the biggest bands in the world, and I think if you're going to do that, hit your contact list up. Because have they ever put out a song with a feature on it?
Nah. Matty, well, the 1975 have featured on like No Rome.
Yeah.
But then that's like one of Dirty Hits bands. So I think they produce a lot of other music.
Yeah.
With other artists.
Yeah.
Or for other artists anyway.
I think that could be the future. But yeah, my friends, just wanted to end the show on that little wholesome moment from Matty from the 1975 marking out to Tom DeLonge.
Yeah. And Tom, I think Tom's a big fan. So
obviously, if he's in the pit for him.
Well, he what did he say on his old? He said 1975 blew me away at Lollapalooza. Great fucking band. Matty even gave me a quick kiss as a first time hello. That is literally the first time they've ever met, and he just
That's fantastic. What a way to meet Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
Like front row at your show.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the Tom at my rock show.
He said what?
And I told him, you're my favorite person in the fucking world.
And on that note, we are.
All that's left for me to say, my friends, is my name's Jon Mahon. Peace and love. Stay alive.
And I'm Ollie Rout. Go fuck yourselves.
10, 9, 8, 7.
It's the wrong outro, isn't it?